create a scatter chart, we come over to the Visuals ribbon and the scatter chart icon can be found on the third row in the middle. If we click on that once, then a template appears on the screen. If we can click and drag and move that to wherever we want it to be, and resize again by clicking and dragging the nodes found on the corners and on the sides. And for this example, I'm going to make it nice and large for us to see. Typically, a scatter chart would look at two numerical values, and we want to see if there's a pattern between those two numerical values. And the way we're going to do that is by coming over and finding those numerical values in our data column. We can see here that we've got three, we've got the variance, we've got the sale amount, and we've got the offered amount. I'm going to build this nice and slowly. So let's first of all take the sale amount. I'm going to click and drag that and put that into the x-axis. You can see here that it's actually summed that particular value. If I come over to the blue dot that's in the middle of the graphic, we can see that it's a sum of 102 million, not a scatter plot at this moment in time. The pattern we want to see is with the offered amount. So if we then grab the offered amount and then pull that into the y-axis, again, it sums it. And if I come over to the blue dot, I get two more pieces of information there, now being the amount offered. I can see there's a difference between the two because we've got 102 million and 85 million. What's the variance? Well, I'm going to come over back to my data. I'm going to grab the variance and I'm going to pull that into the values. And now I have a scatter chart. And looking at that scatter chart, if I look at the bottom left-hand corner, I can see that there's quite a lot of variance between the offered amount and the sale amount within properties up to the 1 million mark, not so much around the 3 million mark, and even less around the 5 million mark. If I come to one of those data points and just click or hover over it, then I get a bit more information. And you can see here that the variance between this particular property was around about, or just short of 90,000. If I come over to this particular property here, then it's 1.2 million. So I got an idea of what's actually going on, but I can't answer the question of which particular property type that's actually in question here. In order to bring that level of information into the scatter chart, I come over back to the data column, grab the property type, click and drag that into legend, and now I have a little bit more insight. Looking at the bottom left-hand corner again, you can see that there's quite a lot of dark blue dots there representing residential properties. And again, I can click and hover over one of these and I get an idea of the sale amount, the offered amount, and the variance that's taken place. And that is how you would actually then create and use a scatter chart.